Well, good morning. Welcome to First Parish Unitarian Universalist in Medfield. We're so pleased you're all here today, and welcome to all of you who are streaming in from home as well. We hope you will join us following the service today for social hour downstairs in the vestry. This congregation first gathered in 1651, and this historic meeting house was built in 1789, which was and is still now unceded ancestral lands of the Nipmuc Nation, who inhabited this area for thousands of years prior to the arrival of the European colonists. Friends, welcome. Welcome to this place. Here we search for truth and understanding. Here we celebrate life and we contemplate its mysteries. Here we share healing and wholeness. So whoever you are, wherever you come from, whomever you love, we welcome you to this congregation.
Our chalice lighting this morning is We Gather as Many Drops by Leslie Takahashi. We gather as many drops, each winding our own path down life's surfaces and ruts. Here we pool together as a single body, flowing together for a time. Together we are a stream, at times even a river. For with our shared force, we can travel towards oceans of meaning and seas of connection.
It is not by chance that you arrived here today. You've been looking for something larger than yourself. Inside of you is a yearning, a calling, a hope for more, a desire for a place of belonging and of caring. Through your struggles, someone nurtured you into being, instilling a belief and a shared purpose, a common yet precious resource that belongs to all of us when we share. And so you began seeking a beloved community, a congregation that does not put fences around love, a community that holds its arms open to the possibilities of love, a heart home to nourish your soul and to share your gifts. So welcome home. Let us worship together. Please rise in body or in spirit for our opening hymn, Morning Has Broken, number 38 in your gray hymnal. You may be seated. Please join me now in the spirit of prayer and meditation. As we enter into this time of shared quiet, let's hold in our hearts all that was spoken. Let us also imagine all those joys and sorrows that were not spoken, all that was left unsaid, still held preciously inside. It's in this familiar place, made holy by our shared aspirations, by our shared dreams, our hopes and values, from our different journeys, that we have come once again. You're reminded here that beneath and beyond all that separates and divides us from one another, there's a power here which exists to heal and to unite. It is in this place that we welcome life's renewal and the children born to us. It is in this place that we nurture the spiritual lives of our young. It is in this place that we celebrate the relationships born of love. It is in this place where we deepen and develop our sense of inner mystery. It is in this place where we mourn all those who are ill and those who have died. It's in this place where we honor the traditions of the past and where we create the rituals that make our present meaningful. For this is a place of memory and celebration and reverence and hope. Looking ahead, we cannot know what will come in this congregation or in this country. But we do know that within the sacred circle of this community of faith, there will come the full range and depth of human experience. There will be tragedy and triumph, pain and ecstasy, sorrows and joy. Because this is what we hold in common with all of humanity. It's part of the common destiny of all people everywhere. In the year ahead, may we come together into a community that honors the depth of connection between us. May there always be space among us for those new to our community, so that they too will come to know that this is a place where they can be truly who they are and welcomed for all that they are. This is always a place of abundance and love and deepest gratitude. Let's hold all of this in our hearts as we enter into a time of silent meditation. Well, now I would invite forward Dewey to share with us the morning's reading.
Water by Melissa Jeter. Water is soft, and yet it is persistent. Water flows and takes the shape of the boundaries it is given. Yet over time, water, in her persistence, can carve through mountains. When you try to grab water, you just get wet. But if you can stop grabbing at her, she will hold you up, and you can float and even swim. Water under pressure cleans dirt off houses and can cut diamonds. Water raging can overflow the bounds put upon her. She can drown whole towns, flood freeways. She can put out fires and save lives. So contradictory, both soft and hard, never dominant or submissive. Water sustains, gives, and yields to life.
Thank you, Dewey. Well, this morning, we will once again hold our water ceremony. Just as many Unitarian Universalists will be doing across the country at this very time, coming together once again, old and young alike, beginning our worship year together by pouring water into a communal bowl, by sharing our lives with one another. In this way, we teach our heritage and pass along traditions that are dear to us. It's been our tradition to bring water that we've collected from special places that we visited over the summer, or from those places that nourish and sustain us throughout the year. The water we've brought in the past has come from faraway places. We've also brought water from places as close as the pond down the road and from our homes as well. The bringing together of water from places that have touched our hearts, that have lifted our spirits, or fed our souls, and then pouring it into a common bowl has been a way for us to symbolize that we bring all the things together when we join together in this religious community. We have all been on different journeys. We've walked on different paths, and yet we are here together, bringing all of our special gifts. So everyone today may participate, whether you're a first-time visitor or a long-time member. There's a pitcher of water available on the front table for those who may not have brought their water with them. And so let us act out our experience of connection and relationship wherever we are, wherever we come from. Because in some profound way, we belong to one another. What affects one affects us all. And now I would invite everyone to come forward and add your water to our common bowl and tell us where your water came from.
This water's from my kitchen.
This water is for my camps and the beach.
This water is from the Berkshires, where we spent a week with my brother and his wife visiting from Germany.
This water is from my home in Walpole that I share with my 96-year-old mother.
This water commemorates the 2 weeks in Acadia with our daughter and the church backpacking trip with the Eakins and Marshall.
This water represents a summer filled with travel.
This is from Main Fiddle Camp.
This water is from the Atlantic Ocean at Ferry Beach, where we spent time with all of you, plus all these new friends that we made this summer at Ferry Beach.
This water is from Texas.
We're sharing water from Cape Cod.
This water is from Tuckernuck Island, which our family has been going to for 130 years, and where Eva's old piano downstairs is now located.
This water represents water from Cape Cod Bay, Long Island Sound, and the Erie Canal.
This is rainwater.
This water is from an annual week on Martha's Vineyard with dear friends.
This water represents water from our backyard on Highland Lake.
This is Medfield water, the world's best.
This water is from a lake that we went to in Maine.
This water represents York Beach, Maine.
This water represents Farm Pond, one of my favorite places.
Blessed be these waters gathered from near and far. Blessed be the hands that gathered these waters and poured them out. Blessed be the sharing of our lives and of our stories that makes this community of faith a fount of living water for all who choose to come here. Blessed be these waters whose lives are touched by these waters, that their thirst may be quenched. Blessed be those whose lives are like flowing springs, who bring refreshment to those who are parched. Blessed be this community of memory and of hope, which in its coming together and in its sharing of joy and sorrow, struggle and triumph, blesses all who come here and make these waters holy. Blessed be, and amen. And now I would invite forward our First Parish Choir.
When I first came I did not expect to find such warm and inquiring eyes, such open
Isn't our choir wonderful? Yes, written by our very own Eva. Thank you, Eva, for sharing your talent with us. Well, friends, water is life-giving. Out of the sea came life. Out of birth waters we're born. The human body itself is more than 60% water. The earth is more than 70% water. Sweat, tears, and rain can all be healing. Water is clearly the basic elements of life. So, it's no surprise that water is central to the practices and beliefs of many religions. Water cleanses. Water refreshes. Without water, there is no life. Visit a Buddhist temple, and you will often see 7 small bowls of water offered before a statue of the Buddha. At the Sikh Golden Temple in northern India, worshippers walk barefoot across a warm stream of water to cleanse their feet as they enter the holy grounds. Inside, there's a pool for cleansing and refreshing the body and the spirit. Hindus see all water, especially rivers, as sacred. The worshiper cups the hands and pours water back into the river while reciting morning prayers. Pilgrimages are made to rivers, especially the Ganges. Bodies are cremated on the banks of rivers, and the ashes released into the river. In Islam, worshipers wash hands and feet before they enter into prayer. Ritual washing is also part of the Jewish tradition, and central stories tell of the flood which washed all of the earth clean, and of the crossing of the Red Sea to the Promised Land. In North American, Native American religions, water in the form of vapor bath cleanses the soul. In creation stories, water is sprinkled on stones, on dry bones, bringing forth life. This congregation, as well as most Unitarian Universalist congregations, has an annual ceremony where we bring water from many places that are precious to us. Water is collected in a common bowl, and it becomes our holy water. In the Christian tradition, baptism with water is central. There's a story of the Samaritan woman at the well. The story is told in the book of John. Biblical scholar Marcus Borg says the stories in the book of John are not as historical as the stories in the books of Matthew, Mark, and Luke. Now, John's stories are more metaphorical. The question asked is, what does the story mean? In the story of the Samaritan woman at the well, the conversation between Jesus and the Samaritan woman is the longest conversation recorded in the Bible between anyone and Jesus. The conversation is held at a village well at noon. At morning or dusk, cooler times of the day, women gathered at the well. This woman is going against the customs of her time. Jesus' disciples have gone off in search of food, so Jesus and the woman are alone. In biblical times, meetings and conversations like this between a woman and a man were uncommon. Their conversation breaks cultural norms. It bridges gender separation. This is also a conversation between a Jew and a Samaritan. Hostilities existed between these groups of people. Their conversation bridges ethnic and religious separation. He asks her for a drink from the well. They have a conversation about water and metaphorical water. He asks her to get her husband, She responds that she doesn't have one. He affirms her speaking the truth. They acknowledge her 5 husbands. Now, I don't want to hear him judge her, for this to be a story worth telling. His presence must be compassionate. If this is a metaphorical story, what is the meaning of those 5 husbands? She must know a lot about loss, about disappointment, heartbreak, maybe abandonment, rejection. If she's like the rest of us, she longs to be loved. She must know a lot about loss and unfulfilled longings. Maybe she's known a lot of deaths. Maybe she's been looking for love in all the wrong places. She comes to the well with her empty jar, a symbol of her life. So much about the customs of the times might tell her that she's a second-class citizen. He sees the emptiness and the ache in her soul. He offers her attentive, caring presence. He sees her. He really sees her. He quenches her longing to feel worthy, to be loved. So they engage in conversation. Theirs is a profound discussion of theology. She says her ancestors worshiped God at this very mountain, but that the Jews insist Jerusalem is the place for worship. He says the time is coming when what you're called and where you worship, it simply won't matter. What matters most is that you're honest with yourself and with God. The way to worship, he says, is in spirit and in truth. Because she has spoken the truth of her life, their conversation is worship. The ground upon which they meet is holy ground. He says there is something of spirit which quenches people's deep thirst. She knows the truth of his words. He sees her, and she sees him. You know, this story, regardless of being so old, it resonates with so many of us. You know, regardless of the past, of old hurts, of pain, of loss, mistakes, there's always hope. There's always hope for new possibilities. There is living water that is always available, ready to spring forth in us. Their meeting shows what is possible in human relating. This story speaks of our thirst for meaning. There's a deep thirst of the soul, a longing and a yearning for something more. You know, we try to satisfy that longing. Maybe we accumulate too much stuff. We're seeking more power. Maybe we eat too much. We work too much. We go from one relationship to another. But none of these things fully satisfy us, and each can leaving us wanting more. The story reminds us that there is always life-giving water to satisfy our thirst. The poet Denise Levertov addresses this in her poem, The Fountain. She says, Don't say there is no water to solace the dryness at our hearts. I have seen the fountain springing out of the rock wall and you drinking there. And I too, before your eyes, found footholds and climbed to drink cool water. The woman of that place, shading her eyes, frowned as she watched, but not because she grudged the water, only because she was waiting to see we drank our fill and we were refreshed. Don't say there is no water. That fountain is there among its scalloped green and gray stones. It is still there and always there with its quiet song and strange power to spring in us, up and out through the rock. You know, no matter the rocky, hard places in which you find yourself, within you there is water with its quiet song and its strange power. Living water, like an ocean of love, is there and always ready to spring to spring up within you. But that's not the end of the story. The woman came to the well at times when others did not. If she felt separate from the people of her village, she now seems connected, ready to be in relationship with them. She returns to her village to be in community, to share with her neighbors this meeting, this conversation. She's filled with her sense of self-worth, of her place in creation, and to share that revelation with others. The story tells us that spirit, like living water, is in us and can spring forth at any moment, that we may be life-giving for ourselves and for others. I want us all here to gather around in community, to speak honestly and compassionately with one another, to tell the truths of our lives, to see each other as inherently worthy, to be life-giving. And whenever we gather, whether it's morning, noon, or evening, remember that this place upon which we meet is holy grounds. So may it be. Amen. Well, now I'd invite forward Duncan Glover to introduce our offering.
Thank you, Rev Dave. This morning, our offering will be shared equally with the Medfield Coalition for Suicide Prevention. This organization was founded in 2017, and their mission is to promote the mental health and emotional well-being of everyone in our community, and to raise awareness and reduce stigma and educate our community to help end suicide. Our offering will now be taken. Please donate generously.
Please rise in body or in spirit for our closing hymn, Blue Boat Home, which is number 1064 in your teal hymnal.
Standing on the mountains and plains, far away.
starts with a drop, then a trickle, a burble, a rush of water bubbling toward its destination, and finally the wide, endless sea. All rivers run to the sea. Today you brought water, poured it into the common bowl. Where our experiences have differed, these waters mingle, signifying our common humanity. Today you came and shared in the sacred community. May you depart this sacred space, hearts filled with hope, hope for a new beginning, a fresh start. So go forth, but return to this community, where rivers of tears may be shed, where dry souls are watered, where your joy bubbles, where your life cup overflows, where deep in your spirit you have found in this place a home. Go in peace.
Until we meet again, we share our sacred trust to live in minds true to the right and grow in loving care.
I'll now extinguish our chalice. May its light and warmth stay in our hearts until we meet again. Here ends our worship. Let our service begin.